Are you a doctor trying to elevate your practice and make your impact on the world long lasting? Ready to go from a hustler to a CEO? Man, you already know. Welcome to the Michael Buffington Show, the podcast that's transforming the lives of doctors. You ready? Let's go.
But this happens all the time, and I've observed it in so many rooms over the years where someone will be there and they're like, this seminar, I'm telling you, this time I'm going home and I'm going to make a change. I'm going to see X number of people. I'm going to make X number of money. I'm going to do whatever it is. And then guess what? Next seminar, same thing. Next seminar, same thing. Next year, same thing. 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, guess what? Same spot. Now, why is it that people go to those seminars and of that group, the same practice system? Some people change, some grow, some elevate, and some don't move a bit. Doesn't make them bad people. If that's you, doesn't make you a bad person. Could be a great person, could be a great doctor, could be helping tons of people. But if you're not seeing real change, you need to get real with yourself and actually assess what's going on. Because if the system works for other people and it doesn't seem to be working for you, guess what that means? It's you. Just like it was me. And that's a tough one to swallow sometimes when it's me. And like the finger pointing at you, 3 more pointing back at me. That's the reality of that game. Now, here's the opportunity in that. So the possibility is that if you get real with that, you begin with a very simple assessment, which I'm going to tell you how to do. I'm going to tell you right now, very simply. We have fancy things and ways that we do it that's really efficient for doctors around certain parameters. But for the conversation today, let me just tell you how to do this. All you have to do is we'll make it easy. We'll use body first, okay? Let's start with this. Is it working or is it not working? That's it. Is it working? Okay. And where is it working? Is it not working? Where is it not working? From there, what lesson have you learned? Like I'm giving you the exact weekly review that we do. What lesson did you learn? Because if you look at those things, the working and the not working, and if you will sit in that for just a moment to truly think, you're all more than intelligent enough to go, why is that the case? Why is that the case? And identifying that, you can learn a lesson. Whatever a simple lesson comes up for you, that's the lesson. And why do we need to learn the lesson? Because we want to be able to apply it. We want to be able to stake it down. We don't want to continue to repeat it. Just like you don't want your kids to continue to repeat the same mistakes. So you identify the lesson that comes from it. Then what's the action? What is the thing that you're going to do in the next week to improve upon that? So if something's working, do you need to do more of it? That'd be awesome. Just do a touch more of it. If something is not working, does that mean you need to change something? Does that mean you need to reach out and get some help? Does that mean a conversation? Does that mean you need to stop? You just need to say, no, I'm not doing this anymore, or no, I've already fulfilled my obligation. What does that mean? That's the application. Spiritually, same thing. What's working and not working? Okay, one thing that wasn't working for us is we got a little bit out of the habit of going to live church again. We try to do it online. We more, butts in the seats kind of people, and we stopped going. Now, when I say stopped going, it was just a few weeks. It wasn't something that we let it go for a long period of time. Maybe you're somebody that needs to get back into church. Maybe you're somebody that needs to get back into theology. Maybe you need to study, and look at another religion just to cross-check your own faith and beliefs. I don't know what it is for you, but what I know is if you're not assessing what is working and not working, you will likely just keep doing what you're doing, which if you're okay with the results that you're getting, I guess that can work. But for me, I'm not okay with the results that I'm getting in my life, no matter how good they are. I always want to strive for more. Not for the sake of more. I just don't want to be complacent, and I want to be ever expanding. I think it's part of the human experience to be continuing to expand. So in your marriage, do you assess it? Do you have a tool to assess the marriage? How about your relationship with your kids? What's working? What's not working? What did you learn from that this week? What are you going to do next week? Maybe it's, hey, I'm going to sit down at the dinner table 5 times this next week. Maybe it's, I'm going to take one of your sons or daughters. I'm going to take them for a dedicated dinner or a snack or go to a smoothie or whatever it is. And I'm going to sit down with them for an hour and just have a conversation. Maybe I'm going to sit down for 30 minutes. Maybe I'm just going to tuck my kids in every night. That sounds basic for some of you that are listening right now. You're like, hey, I do that every night. But maybe not everyone does that. And it's always those simple little tweaks that make a difference. And then in business, you should have a long list here of potentials and what's working and not working. But celebrate what is, stop or course correct on what is not, learn the lesson, and then move it forward. You have to apply. Because if you get real and you identify that current reality and you're doing this. Now, I'm talking about this in the context of 1 week. Think about if you did this and you just assessed those 4 domains, if you will, across every single week of the year. I don't really give weeks off, but let's say you took 2 weeks off. 50 times a year, you assessed yourself. And from the assessment, you identified and got to celebrate some things that are working. You also saw some things that are not working to your satisfaction, to your standard, not mine, to your standard, not mine. And then you made a decision that, hey, this is what I'm going to do different. This is what I'm going to change the upcoming week. And then once again, after that week, guess what you could do? You could make additional course corrections. You could take additional actions. 50 weeks of the year, 52, if you really want to push it, right? That changes. Where would you be? Like, I just want to stop for a second. Where do you think you would be? In any area. Pick the weakest area, pick the strongest area. Doesn't matter. Where would you be a year from now? Well, I can tell you, it'll be unrecognizable just in this piece. And in a future show, I'm going to talk more about what we do with the game plan after that, how to utilize that, as well as the other tools. So I wanted to break down this power component a little bit and like, all right, once you have that confidence, clarity, and certainty, then what do you do with it? Then what are the tactical things? What can you get into? And this is going to work. Always talking to my chiros, but this will work at the stay-at-home mom. This will work for the CEO of the household. This will work for the entrepreneur inside of a business. This will work for the chiropractor. This will work for the medical doctor. This will work for the PT. This will work for the counselor. This will work for the nutritionist. This will work for every single human being on the planet if they would do it. So that's pretty much it. It only takes that kind of consistent effort. But I have never met a high achiever that does not constantly assess themselves. Now, maybe even to the frame of obsessive, which may be a little much for some of you. But when we're looking to become more and we're looking to have better results, and that's what I'm here for, to help you do, is this is what it takes. So please do yourself a favor, put this into action, make these small shifts, and do it this week. Like in the next 24 hours, is it too much to ask for you to assess at least one, if not all 4 of those areas that I talked about? Maybe there's a few smaller areas within those areas that you want to address. Whatever it is, you know what needs to be assessed. Take it, put it out in front of you, jot it down in a journal so you make sure it doesn't get away from you. Put it in your phone, in your notes, put it in your calendar. Hey, put it in your notes. This is what's working, not working. Put that in your calendar as a reminder tomorrow to do that different, or a reminder, hey, on Wednesday I'm going to do this, or on Thursday I'm going to do that. That's all it takes. Because really, I'll sign off today with what we are really about here, and what I'm about, and what Game Changers about, and really everything I stand for as a person. And that's learning daily, living fully, leading boldly, and never ever forget that you are your legacy. I'll see you next time. Share this up with somebody that needs this in their life. Thanks.